feet wide, and then bring a big deep bend into your knees, and then grab opposite elbows. And we're just gonna start right here today. So notice right away your feet on the ground. See if you can bring just a little bit more energy into your feet. So maybe pick up your toes, wiggle them around a bit. So getting right into it. And then little or big, huge bend in your knees is fine. Just get to a place where you can really let your head be heavy and let your neck relax. And then let's start right away with our great big breath. So next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can and let that breath move through all the little spaces in your body. So down your spine, down the backs of your legs. And then exhale, open mouth sigh, let it go. Maybe you start to sway or bob a little bit. Inhale, fill up. Hold at the top. Sip in a little bit more. Exhale, big sigh. Last time, so big, huge inhale. Hold. Sip in a little more. Maybe straighten your legs just a little more. Exhale, sigh it out. Good job. Release your elbows, so fingertips to the ground, and then just crawl your hands off the left side of your mat. So you don't have to go super far, just slightly over to the left. And as you just kind of rest here, tune in to your Ujjayi breath. Start to really fire it up. So big, spacious inhales, long, strong exhales, in and out through your nose. And then as you're ready, just crawl your hands through center and off the right side of your yoga mat. And again, not forcing or straining, just finding a gentle stretch or your edge. Breathe into it, big, deep Ujjayi breaths. If you want to exhale out your mouth more, you're welcome to. I personally love exhaling out my mouth. Good job, you guys. And then end of your next exhale, just crawl your hands back to center, and as slow as you possibly can, roll up to stand. So one vertebra at a time, absolutely no rush whatsoever. When you get to the very top, your head stacks. Take a few rolls with your shoulders, so roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Maybe even exaggerating that movement by involving your arms. If you want to heel toe your feet in a little closer together, you're welcome to. And then eventually, when your shoulders roll back and down, just keep them there. So palms open to face forward. Pause here, mountain pose. Close your eyes. Feel your Ujjayi breath moving through your body. So just take a moment as you stand to become more aware, to become more present, to really feel your breath as it moves through. If there's an intention that you want to set for your own practice today, take just a moment to do so, to feel into that. Stay as you are, breathe in as big as you can, and perhaps you imagine breathing your intention into your body. Hold in fullness, and then when you're ready, open mouth sigh, let it go. All right, Ujjayi breath, let's flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, slow swan dive down. So take the entire length of your exhalation, then release, forward fold. Inhale to your spinal extension, so get all the rounding out of your back. Exhale, fold, release. Now press into your feet, lead with your heart, take it back up. Inhale, stretch your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, high mountain pose. Exhale, slow swan dive all the way down. So traction out your spine, no rush. With your inhale, spinal extension, lengthen. And then as you exhale, release, fold, empty out in your breath. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, rise up. Inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, take your arms up. And let's get into our side bodies. So grab your left wrist. If there's a different variation you want to take, I'm fine with that. Side bodies stretch up and over to the right. Send your hips to the left. Breathe into your left side, your left ribs, your left waistline. So put a little more weight in your left foot. One more round, stretch a little bit further. And then with your inhale, come back through center, switch your grip. Exhale, up and over to the other side. So more weight in your right foot now, your hips move to the right. Upper body to the left. See if you can keep your right shoulder plugged in. So pull your right shoulder back and down. And maybe press your left armpit forward just a little tiny bit. Take one more breath. Reach a little further. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, hands behind your back. Either interlace your fingers or grab opposite elbows as a modification. If you've got your fingers interlaced, maybe even press your palms together. And then everybody roll your shoulders back and down and see if you can start to lift your hands away from your body. And then as you take your hands back away from your body, you might even add a little back bend. So heart towards the sky, knuckles towards the ground. Keep your low abdominals toned. So hug in with your inner thighs. Take one more in-breath. Keep your clasp. Exhale, hinge at your hips, dive down, forward fold. Take about 3 breaths here with your hands clasped. So bend your knees as much as you need to. Weight can be slightly forward in your feet, or I shouldn't say it can be, it ought to be. So try not to rock back into your heels and lock out your knees. Keep a little or a big bend in your knees, let your neck relax, and then see if you can lift your knuckles higher. If you are pressing your palms together and you want to let that go, that's perfectly fine. See if you can lift your butt, your sit bones a little bit higher. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, hands to low back, release your clasp. Let's find our halfway lift. Breathe in, lengthen out. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. And for a moment, just lower down to your knees, so you're in a tabletop. And let's take either a few rounds of cat-cows or a few hip circles, just a little bit of movement. Intuitive if you want it to be intuitive, or you can stick with just your regular cat-cows. So whatever feels good for you in your body. Take about 3 more rounds, 3 more breaths. And then after those 3 more rounds, downward facing dog. So just tuck your toes under and lift your knees, lift your hips, press back. So first downward facing dog of our practice. Feel free to explore in any way you want to. You can take your feet out wide, you can take your hands out wide, shift your weight from side to side, shake your head yes or no. Maybe you lift one leg, then lift the other leg. So really press down through the pads of your fingertips. Lift from your center. Feel that invisible rope. I always talk about it. It's connected to your belly button. It's pulling up towards the sky. It's tugging slightly back. So see if you can find even more length in your side bodies. Big deep breaths. And use your breath to your advantage. So rather than feeling like that your breath is this extra thing you've got to worry about, how can you use it to support you? So each inhale, you're literally creating a sense of lightness or buoyancy in your body. Each exhale, you're finding your center, you're plugging into your intrinsic strength. Let's take one more big inhale into our down dog. And then exhale, look to the top of your mat, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. Once you've arrived, spinal extension, breathe in. Exhale, bow, fold in. Root through your feet, take it all the way up. Inhale, stretch your arms up, maybe gaze up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, flowing with breath, inhale, high mountain. Grab your left wrist, exhale, side body stretch to the right, hips to the left. Inhale, come back through center, switch your grip. Exhale, other side, up and then over. Inhale, center. This time, exhale, cactus your arms, little baby back bend, open your heart. Inhale, re-extend, realign your spine. Exhale, take a slow dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. This time, inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale to slowly lower. Back bend of your choice, breathe in, open up. Give yourself an extra couple breaths if you'd like. So maybe moving a little bit, gazing from side to side, moving your shoulders around. And then when you're ready, downward facing dog, take it back. About 5 breaths in your down dog. So move and explore if you want to, or just be still, find stillness and focus on your breath, the movement of your breath inside. Maybe focus on those tiny little micro adjustments, the ones that can't really be seen with your eyes from the outside, but you feel them with your body on the inside. They do make an actually really big difference. So how much length can you create from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones? How much space can you create with each breath? And then how deeply can you connect with your body? So the more we practice, the deeper we can go, the more we can discover. And that's where those little teeny tiny micro adjustments come in. Those little tiny adjustments start to become your big aha moments. So rather than big, huge adjustments now, it's just those little ones. You're really feeling into it. Take one more inhale into your down dog. Exhale, look to the top of your mat, step or float, forward fold. Halfway lift with your in-breath. Exhale, bow, root through your feet. Let's take it up. Inhale, arms to the sky, stretch. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to go through that flow, just a sun A, 2 more times. So inhale, reach. Side body stretch of your choice over to the right. Exhale. Inhale, come through center. And exhale, take it to the other side. Again, your variation. Inhale, back to center. And as you exhale, back bend, open your heart, bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze. Inhale, re-extend and realign. Exhale, slow dive, stick your butt out behind you, lead with your heart all the way down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, chaturanga. So try to keep that exhale going as you lower this time. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back and down. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Great, big inhale into your dog pose. Exhale, look forward, step or hop, forward fold, Uttanasana, halfway lift, breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet, let your heart lead all the way to stand. Inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time like that. Inhale, high mountain. Side body stretch or variation, so maybe try a different variation this time, just maybe. And then with your inhale, come through center. And exhale, take it to the other side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, back bend. Work it with awareness, with intention. Inhale, re-extend, realign. So nice and neutral through your pelvis, neutral through your spine. Exhale, dive down. Follow your breath down, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, chaturanga, strong arms, strong belly. Inhale, lift your hearts. And exhale, downward facing dog. This time we're gonna stay here. So reconnect to your strong, powerful Ujjayi breath. Next, inhale, right leg to the sky. So take just a moment and feel the length and the strength from your fingertips all the way up to your right toes or your right heel. Make your right leg as strong and as powerful as you can. Lift from your belly button and see if you can even lift your left butt cheek a little bit higher. Take one more inhale. Now keeping your hips as high as possible, exhale, step your right foot forward. So hips stay really, really high as you step through. Take a few breaths just to kind of move your legs in whatever way feels good. So stretching in your own way. You can set your back knee down. You can straighten your front leg. You can open your front hip. Just getting more familiar, better acquainted with your legs on this Thursday morning. And then eventually you guys will meet in our crescent lunge. So front knee over front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot. Rise up when you're ready, settle in. So spine stability through your legs. Drive your feet into the ground and energetically pull your front heel back and your back toes forward. So you feel that hugging in of your inner thighs. You feel that little tone of your lowest, deepest abdominals. And it shouldn't feel like you're leaning forward at all. It should feel like your weight is nice and centered. Your back leg is just as strong, just as powerful as your front. See if you can soften your face, unclench your jaw. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, airplane lunge, so hinge forward and reach back. Diagonal line of energy from the crown of your head back to your heel. Now squeeze your back muscles around your spine. See if you can find more strength there. If you want to stay here, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, back leg floats up for airplane pose. So imagine a smiley face from the crown of your head back to your toes. That's your intention. Keep your hips square, back muscles strong, little baby cobra in your heart. So see if you can gaze slightly forward rather than straight down. Use the strength in your inner thighs to lift your back heel level with your front shoulders. Take one more round. We'll meet back in crescent. So step down as softly as you can. Reach your arms up. Breathe in. Crescent lunge. Exhale. Bring your hands to the ground. Pyramid pose. So step your back foot forward about a foot or so. I personally prefer my feet onto train tracks rather than a balance beam, with all 10 toes facing forward. Traditionally, it is feet on a balance beam with a little angle in your back foot, so whatever feels best for you. The intention is to square off your hips. So if it's easier to square off your hips with your feet onto train tracks, then go there. Inhale to a halfway lift position. So I'm going to bring my hands to my front shin. You can bring your hands to hips, to blocks, whatever works best for you. I want you to really think of pulling your right butt cheek back and then lifting your right butt cheek up. So like you're trying to tilt the right side of your pelvis forward, your right sit bone lifts. And see if you can lengthen your spine more, lengthen the back of your neck more. Take one more inhale. Keep lifting your right sit bone. Exhale, fold. So reach your heart past your knee. It's not going to happen, but have that intention. Reach, 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 and then forehead towards your shin. Fingertips to the ground if you can. If not, you can keep your hands on your front shin or use blocks, books, water bottles, any props you've got at home. Stay here for about 3 more rounds, 3 or 4 more breaths, and use your breath. So rather than just hanging out, this is a pose that's really easy to hang out and do nothing in, or if you can actively work the pose, you might find that little trembling, that little shaking in your front leg. That's a good thing. That means you found your edge and you're working into it. Breathe into it. Each exhale, draw your belly button in and up, and that's where you can dive just a little bit deeper from the inside. So if you feel that shaking in your front leg, I like to call it the sacred tremble. It's good. It means you're working to go a little bit deeper. You're not just hanging out where you're comfortable. End of your next exhalation, take it all the way to empty. Maybe fold just a little bit further. And then we're going to transition, who can guess, into standing splits. My favorite. It's not really my favorite, but I feel like I teach this pose in almost every class these days. So right foot is grounded, left leg is lifted. And you choose where you want to take this. So if you want to stay right where you're at, hello Ruby. If you want to stay right where you're at, that's fine. If you want to wrap your right arm behind your right leg, if you want to play with little handstand hops. So your pose, your expression, just make sure your breath is right there with you. If you're holding standing splits, relax your neck, soften your face. Everybody, see if you can lift your left leg just a little bit higher. If you want to, take one last hop. Exhale, forward fold. Set your left foot down next to your right foot. Big toes touch. Little gap in between your heels. And I should say really quick, if you want to give your right leg a shake out, feel free. And then we'll move into our little tiny potato bug ball, butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. Maybe wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins, give yourself a big squeeze. So in this position, as small as you can as you exhale. Find your center, that deepest part of yourself. Draw your navel back towards your spine. Empty all the way out. And as you inhale, stretch into your back ribs. So the space between your ribs, see if you can increase it. Feel that inflation, that expansion. Take one more round. Inhale, halfway lift. So set your heels on the ground, bring your spine parallel to the earth. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, and let's take it all the way up to stand. Inhale, stretch your arms to the sky. Exhale, little baby back bend, cactus your arms, open it up. Inhale, re-extend, realign. And then exhale, chair plane or drinking bird. So bend your knees, swing your arms back, option to float to your tiptoes. And if you still got your big toes touching, then really squeeze through your inner thighs. That'll help you engage your core a little bit more. If you've got your heels lifted, see if you can bend your knees more. Keep that little opening through your heart, little baby cobra. Take one more round. Stay on your tiptoes if you can. Inhale, high mountain, all the way up as tall as you can grow. Maybe stay on your tiptoes. Exhale, slow dive down. So stick your butt out, lead with your heart, forward fold, heels on the ground. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, move through your vinyasa however you would like. So I didn't give you guys push-ups today. If you want to take them, now is a great time. If you want to skip your vinyasa and just go straight back to down dog, that is always an option. Once you're back in down dog, just really reconnect to your breath. Fire it up. All right, my friends, from your dog pose, inhale, take your left leg to the sky. So length through your left leg and strength through your left leg. Let's say length and strength from your fingertips all the way up into your toes, or if you're pressing with your heel, flexing your toes, perfect as well. Draw up with your belly button, so like you've still got that invisible rope attached to your belly button. It's pulling up, it's tugging back. See if you can lift your right butt cheek a little bit higher. Press down with your hands. One more in-breath. Keep your hips as high as possible. Exhale, slowly step your left foot forward. So you're keeping your hips lifted the entire time, then stepping your left foot through. Once you're in your low lunge position, little bit of movement, whatever feels good. No right or wrong, and you don't even have to do what you did on the other side. It can be something totally different. And just feeling into your legs on this side. And then in your next couple of breaths, meet up in crescent lunge. So strong legs. You guys are all really good at your crescent lunge. So just slowly find your way up, settle in. Lots of awareness, so stability through your inner thighs, your low belly. That's where you want to feel nice and centered, nice and strong. Lengthen your side bodies, lengthen your spine. So imagine you could create a little more space in between each vertebra in your spine. Puff up through your heart, reach through your fingertips, but soften your face, soften your outer shell. Take one more inhale, maybe a little gaze up. Exhale, airplane lunge. So hinge forward, reach back. Pause here for a moment. Back muscles squeeze around your spine. So if it's helpful, little bend in your elbows and try to squeeze your elbows towards each other. If you want to stay here, you can. Otherwise, root into your front foot. Float your back leg up. Go for that smiley face shape from the top of your head back to your toes. Back muscles squeeze your spine. Use your inner thigh strength to lift your back heel level with your front shoulders. This is just the intention. If your pose doesn't look like a smiley face shape, no big deal. Take one more round. Your fullest expression. Maybe that's hovering your right toes an inch above the ground. And then we'll land back in our crescent lunge. So step down and reach up. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to the earth. Pyramid pose. So back foot steps forward about a foot or so. Depends how long your legs are. You want both feet flat on the ground. Again, feet on 2 train tracks, all 10 toes face forward, or feet on a balance beam with about a 30-degree angle in your back foot. Inhale, halfway lift. And then pause here. Bring more awareness into your left hip. And imagine you want to tilt the left side of your pelvis forward. So left sit bone lifts, the top of your left thigh presses back. And feel that length in the back of your left leg. You want to feel a line of tension there. We want to create that. That's our muscle. Take one more big inhale. And exhale, reach your heart forward, 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 then down, forehead towards your shin. Keep lifting your left sit bone up. So we want to stay in the meat of our hamstring muscle. This pose, again, it's one that's really easy to just kind of hang out in and nothing much is happening. And the pose will really never change. Or you can really pay attention, use those little tiny adjustments to really get into the posture, to discover more, to create more space. So see if you can find the sacred tremble. Your left leg starts to shake a little bit. Breathe into it. Keep lifting your left sit bone. Keep pressing back through your left thigh. Every time you exhale, navel to spine, and then forehead gets closer to your shin. Take about 2 more breaths. Good, you guys. All right, you know where we're going, standing split. So as you're ready, crawl your fingertips forward, float your back leg up, anywhere you want to go with it. Handstand hops, balance pose. If you want to open up into a half moon, so really no right or wrong, just your exploration of this pose, as long as it's with awareness. Big, deep breaths. If you're holding standing splits, let your neck relax, let your head hang. Draw up through your belly button. Everybody take one more inhale, maybe lift your right leg higher, maybe take one last hop. Exhale, set your right foot down at the top of your mat. If you want to give your left leg a little shake out, you can. And then big toes touch, little gap in between your heels. Tuck and curl, tiny little potato bug ball. Get really small, curl in. Option to wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins and squeeze. Breathe and expand into your back body, your back ribs. Exhale, find your center, contract, get as small as you can. Next time you breathe in, halfway lift. So heels down, spine parallel to the earth. Now listen, exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower down. Inhale to lift your heart. If you want to take an extra breath or 2, you're welcome to do so. And then let's take it back, downward facing dog. All right, you guys, we're going to go through that flow 2 more times, 1 breath, 1 movement. If at any time you want to slow down, you want to hold, you want to pause, perfectly fine. So as I always say, think of my cues, not as commands, but as invitations. All right, let's all take a big, huge inhale, hold in fullness. And then big open mouth sigh, let it go. Ah. Ujjayi breath, inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot through, low lunge. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge, arms reach, legs are strong. Exhale, your choice, airplane lunge or fly, full airplane, find your balance. Inhale, back to high crescent, so left toe step down, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Inhale, pyramid pose with a halfway lift, so everything nice and long. Exhale, fold, forehead towards your shin, belly button draws in and up, empty out. Inhale, standing splits, left leg lifts. Take a hop if you want to. Exhale, tuck and curl, so big toes touch, little tiny potato bug ball gets small. Halfway lift, breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, fold, bow. Now root through your feet, rise to stand all the way up. Inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your heart. Inhale, realign your spine, reach up. Exhale, chair plane or drinking bird. So arms swing back, hinge at your hips, maybe float to your tiptoes. Stay on your tiptoes if you can. High mountain, woo, breathe in. Maybe stay on your tiptoes. Exhale, dive down. Forward fold. Heels on the ground, halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back and down. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high, stretch it out. Keep your hips nice and high. Exhale, step your left foot through, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent lunge, rise up, strong and stable through your legs. Exhale, yogi's choice, airplane lunge or full airplane fly. Inhale, back to crescent, soft landing, reach up, maybe gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands down. Inhale, pyramid pose with a spinal extension. Exhale, fold, bow, empty out. Inhale, standing splits, crawl your hands forward, right leg floats up, hop if you want. Exhale, tuck and curl, tiny little ball, get small. Halfway lift, breathe in. This time, exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips, down dog. Here we go again. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Now listen, exhale, right knee, left elbow. So we're adding our little twist. Use your obliques. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, or aim high. So armpit is your intention. Just get as high as you can. Inhale, reach back up. And then exhale, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, and then step through. Inhale, rise. High crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge or option to fly. Inhale, come back to crescent. Soft landing, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, pyramid pose, spinal extension, lots of length. Exhale, fold very intentionally. Forehead towards your shin, navel to your spine. Inhale, standing splits. Left leg floats, maybe a hop. Exhale, tiny little ball, tuck and curl. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, rise up. Inhale, full body stretch, reach. Exhale, little back bend, cactus your arms and open your heart. Inhale, re-extend and realign. Exhale, chair plane or drinking bird. Option to float to tiptoes. Maybe stay on your tiptoes. High mountain, breathe in. Try to touch the ceiling. Exhale, take it down. Stay on your tiptoes as you dive for a balance challenge. Heels on the ground, breathe in, spinal extension. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips, down dog. All right, inhale your left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Don't let your hips drop lower than shoulders. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left to left, so aim high. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, then step through. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge or fly. Inhale, back to crescent, soft landing, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands down. Inhale, pyramid pose with a halfway lift. Breathe in, lots of length. Exhale, bow. Empty out, draw your belly button in and up, forehead towards your shin. Inhale, standing splits. Maybe take a hop. Exhale, tuck and curl your little tiny ball. Stay here, you guys. Breathe here, or turn it into a toe stand. So squeeze your inner thighs, hug in with your inner heels. Direct your knees straight forward. Bring your hands to your heart. Gaze at something in front of you on the floor, maybe on a wall in front of you, something that's not moving, your drishti, your focus point. Soften your face. Breathe down into your belly, about 3 more. Squeeze your inner thighs, hug in with your inner heels. You guys are awesome. Take one last round. End of your exhale, plant your hands. Option if you want to play with crow to go for it here. So work your knees as high up on your triceps as you can. Gaze slightly forward and then kind of propel yourself forward. Lift through your hips, through your waistline. Big toes touch if possible, and then when you've had enough of your crow, you can either step your feet down and then step back into plank, or if you want to work with a jump back, go for it. So jump back to chaturanga with bent elbows. Move through a vinyasa, and then just end up in a resting pose of your choice. So child's pose, embryo pose, maybe hero's pose, just seated meditation, a kneeling position. So take a moment to slow down. Slow down your breath. And allow your mind to come into this moment. So start to just notice, rather than your mind wandering. Notice what is here, what is now. Feel your breath, the rise and fall. Maybe notice a temperature in the room or in your body. Notice, where are you tensing up? Where are you tightening up? And just by noticing, perhaps you can soften a little more. Take about 3 more rounds, just restorative breaths. Good, you guys. All right, and then as you are ready, we will meet back in downward facing dog. So find your way there in your own time, in your own way. So if there's any little movements you want to take to get there, perfectly fine. Ujjayi breath, fire it up, keep it powerful and strong. Next time you breathe in, take your right leg to the sky. And then pause here. Open up your right hip. So bend your right knee. Good. Reach your right knee out to the right, then up towards the ceiling. So try not to sink into your left side at all. Your left hand stays rooted, your left shoulder stays strong, your left inner thigh hugs in, your belly button lifts up. Take one more big inhale. Now listen, exhale, right knee to your left elbow. From here, extend your right leg out to the left side of your mat. Fall in triangle. So pick up your left hand, reach forward, maybe open up your heart, lift your hips. So it's kind of like a wild thing variation, just a little bit different. Take one more big inhale, lots of length, lots of space. Exhale, left hand comes down. Inhale your right leg to the sky, back to a three-legged dog. Exhale, step your right foot to the top of your yoga mat, low lunge. All right, and then we're gonna come into warrior one. So we did this pose on Tuesday. Back heel pivots down, back foot is at about a 30-degree angle, and I like my feet on 2 train tracks. Rise when you're ready, Virabhadrasana 1. So front hip pulls back, back hip works forward, and then even imagine you want to take your back inner thigh and rotate it up towards the ceiling. So it's an inner spiral. From here, take one more inhale, see if you can reach a little higher. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand to your right hip crease, straighten your front leg. So I want you to kind of take the skin on the inside of your hip, roll it out, and push it back. So you're kind of taking that skin, pulling it towards the back of your mat or the back of your body. Now we're going to move into a revolved triangle pose. So take one more inhale, reach higher. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, reach your left arm forward and over to the right. So reach, 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 reach. See if you can bring your left hand to the outside of your right foot. Pull your right hip back. Maybe right arm to the sky. If it's too much to have your hand on the outside of your foot, keep it on the inside. And if it feels like you're pulling on your back ankle or knee, then maybe you spin up to the ball of your back foot instead. Take about 2 more breaths, revolve triangle, your variation. Use your exhales to twist. See if you can lift your right butt cheek higher, press back through the top of your right thigh. Last round. Exhale and twist to your edge. End of your exhale. Good work, you guys. Unwind. Let's find a wide-legged fold. So hands all the way over to the left side of your mat. You can just pick up your feet, adjust so your feet are parallel and all 10 toes face forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, go wherever you want to go. So forward fold or any exploration that you want to take. Big deep breaths. Notice where you're holding the weight in your feet. Make sure you're not just rocking back into your heels. Work the pose with each breath. So rather than just tuning out, waiting for this pose to be over, tune in. Get everything you can right here. Expand and contract with each breath. Good job, my friends. Next time you inhale, let's come back to a halfway lift. Fingertips on the ground. Spider crawl your hands, or yoga crawl your hands to the top of your mat. Rotate your toes to face forward so you're back in a low lunge. Now from here, 3-legged down dog. Take your right leg back and up. And then exhale, pigeon pose. Right shin comes forward. Gently set your body down. So take your time to find your form, your alignment, the strength and the structure of the pose. And then once you've got that, you're going to start your bow. As you bow forward, Imagine you want to pull your right hip back and even slightly up. So you want to keep that right femur bone plugged into the socket. So you're not just sinking into your joints. We're stretching the muscles. Breathe. If you want to take it deeper at any time, scoot your back knee back just a little bit further. Hi, Ruby. Ruby looks so beautiful with her new haircut. Take about 3 more breaths, 3 or 4 more rounds. You can exhale out your mouth if you like. And then slowly, you guys, let's find our way up. And eventually, back to our 3-legged dog. So tuck your toes, press down, take your right leg back and up, gently shake it out. If you want to flip your dog as a counter stretch, go for it. Wild thing or flip dog. And then eventually just regular downward facing dog and walk it out. If you want to move through a vinyasa, please feel free. It will just kind of reset you for the other side. Otherwise, just stay in your down dog and keep pedaling out your heels. Keep breathing. All right, let's take our left leg back and up. Open up your left hip, bend your knee, reach your knee out to the left, then up towards the sky. So try not to sink into your right wrist, right shoulder, or your right hip. Hug in with your right inner thigh. Lift up through your belly button. Keep your left foot nice and active. See if you can lift your left knee a little bit higher. One more inhale. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Stay here. Extend your left leg through so it comes off the left, or it comes off the right side of your mat. Then you're going to roll onto the inner edge of your back foot. Pick up your right hand, reach forward, fallen triangle. So at this point, I'm stepping onto the sole of my right foot, and I'm on the outer edge of my left. Maybe open your heart. Take one more in-breath. Exhale, right hand to the ground. Inhale, left leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Warrior 1 stance. Back heel pivots down. Rise up. So take a moment, work your hips towards square. Settle in. So left hip pulls back, right hip moves forward, right inner thigh spirals in and up. One more inhale, maybe reach a little higher. Exhale, left hand to your left hip, the front of your left hip, straighten your left leg. Start to move that skin on the inside of your hip. Push it out, and then push it back. See if you can bring your right hip forward even more. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hinge out your hips, reach forward and to the left with your right arm. Eventually right hand to the outside of your left foot. Left hip works towards the back of your mat, so it's pulling back, and then eventually left arm to the sky. If it feels like way too much, with your hand on the outside of your foot, bring your hand to the inside, and if it bothers your back knee or ankle, you can pivot to the ball of your back foot instead. So revolve triangle, squeeze your inner thighs, twist from your center. Draw your left hip back and twist, 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 maybe reach higher. Give it everything you've got, take one more round. I know it's hard, you guys, so uncomfortable. End of your exhale, let it go. Wide-legged fold. Be here for about 5 breaths. If you'd like to, you can inhale to a halfway lift. And then wherever you want to take it. Explore movement or just find stillness. Rather than tuning out, tune in. Next time you breathe in, spinal extension. And then crawl your hands forward, rotate your toes forward. So you're back in your low lunge. 3-legged down dog. So left leg to the sky, stretch it out, take a big inhale. And then pigeon pose, left shin forward, set your body down. Left hip draws back, right hip draws forward. So find that muscle energy, the structure of the stretch. And when you're ready, bow forward, humble pigeon. And even as you're bowing, you're not just plopping into it, letting everything go. You are keeping that little bit of engagement. So left hip is still energetically pulling back and even slightly up. So left femur bone stays plugged in, and you can safely stretch into the muscle around the joint. If you want to take it further at any time, scoot your back knee back a little more. And big breaths. Take about 3 more rounds. Exhale out your mouth anytime. 3 or 4 more rounds. And slowly, when you feel pretty even on both sides, just start to find your way back up. And then we'll take it back to a 3-legged down dog. So plant your hands, tuck your back toes, left leg to the sky, gently shake it out. If you want to flip your dog as a counter stretch, that is a lovely option. So take Wild Thing or Flip Dog if you would like. And then eventually everybody, just one final downward facing dog. Walk it out. So pedal out your heels. And feel into all the space you've created. All the length. If you want one last vinyasa, you can take it. And then everybody, just set your knees down. And let's come onto our backs. So however you want to get there, just ease your way down onto your back. And once you're there, hug your knees in. Rock gently from side to side. Set your feet down with your knees bent. And bring your feet mat width distance apart, so wider than your hips. Tee out your arms or cactus your arms. And just take windshield wiper pose, so at your own pace, letting your knees fall from side to side. Just feel the mobility in your hips, in your low back. Feel the expansion of each inhale, letting go of each exhale. If you want to let your knees stay on one side for a couple breaths, feel free. So just back and forth like a moving meditation. Slowing everything down even more. Good, you guys. And then finish the round you are on. And eventually bring your knees back up and just let them fall in towards each other. So internal rotation now of your femur bones in the hip socket. Inner spiral of your inner thighs. Breathe down into your low back, into your pelvis. And just give more and more of your weight to the ground with every breath. You can stay here if you want, or we'll switch it up. So if this feels really good, maybe you just want to stay here. Otherwise, walk your feet in. Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees apart. Breathe down into your low belly, down into your hips, your inner thighs, and just let gravity take hold. You can stay here for as long as you want to. Otherwise, Take about 5 to 10 breaths, exploring any finishing poses of your choice. So anything else that your body wants or needs, anywhere else you want to go to complete your practice, give yourself a moment to just move through those poses, those stretches. And you're eventually finding your way into your final resting pose, your Shavasana. All right, my friends, this is a reading by Jeff Foster. It's called You Are Free. Live, make mistakes, screw everything up, but live anyway. Taste failure, taste success. See how in the end they taste the same. They taste of you. They taste of life. They taste of the love you have always sought. So live, make mistakes, screw everything up. Say the right thing, say the wrong thing. Shake, sweat, let the heart race and pound. Find your edge and never abandon it. They will call you names. An idiot, afraid, mad, not quite yourself anymore. Yes, so taste rejection, taste disapproval, taste the absence of any taste, but hold yourself close, breathe, and live. Love, yes, break open to love. Make mistakes, screw everything up, fall to the ground, laughing, crying, celebrating the fall. The ground will hold you, and you are free. So that has been such a big part of my journey over the last year. It's just learning that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to screw up. It's okay to be not liked by every single person. So let go of what others want for you or what others think is right for you, and just be you. Taste what it is like to be fully you. Good, bad, comfortable, uncomfortable. Everything is welcome, and it's all just an experience of being alive, of being human. So let yourself have it. That's why we're here for these last few moments. Just rest. Just be exactly as you are with no apologies. Just feeling into yourself and loving yourself as you are. If you want to or need to leave us, then you're welcome to just turn off your Zoom. Otherwise, I'll bring you out of your Shavasana in just a couple minutes or so. breath in. Hold at the top. Big sigh, let it go and soften even more. Slowly bring the small, gentle movements or even big, gentle movements back into your body. And eventually find your way onto either side, fetal position, and just take a moment to rest there on your side body. And then as you feel ready, use the strength in your arms to find your way up into a seat. So sitting up nice and tall, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through the back of your neck. Close your eyes, exhale in your breath. Inhale, reach your arms out, around, and up, just gathering in symbolically all the energy, all the efforts from our practice, anything that resonated for you or came through for you. Bring your hands into your heart center, so gather all of that into your heart. Bow your head to your heart and just acknowledge yourself for showing up this morning in this online space, which I know is not always easy. So thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me guide you. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.